You're probably sitting there scrolling, wondering if you should drop a few $100 on a projector that promises cinema-grade images and a built-in sound system, only to end up with a dim screen and tinny audio that never lives up to the hype. It's a legit fear spending money on home theater gear that doesn't fit your living room layout or your streaming habits feels like a waste, especially when the market is flooded with flashy specs that sound great on paper but fall short in everyday use. I've been in the same spot, comparing a handful of laser projectors, digging through user forums, and watching countless unboxing videos just to see if any of them actually deliver on the promises. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The CACACOL S7 Ultra Max is one of those all-in-one devices that tries to combine a 4K laser engine, adaptive optics, and a built-in 12-watt dual subwoofer system into a single box that looks more like a sleek speaker than a projector. At first glance, the marketing language feels ambitious: a custom ELRS optical engine, 3-stage variable aperture, Dolby Digital Plus tuned speakers, and an Android AI-driven system powered by a MediaTek MT9681 quad-core. The question is whether all that technology translates into a practical experience for someone who wants a reliable home theater setup without having to buy a separate soundbar and a separate projector. Let's start with the picture quality, because that's the heart of any projector. The S7 Ultra Max uses a laser light source, which means the brightness stays consistent over time and you don't have to worry about lamp degradation. In my testing environment, a medium-sized bedroom with blackout curtains, the projector hit around 3000 lumens on the spec sheet, and that was enough to fill a 100-inch screen with a clean image even when there was a sliver of daylight coming through. The native 4K UHD resolution is a real win if you're streaming services that actually deliver 4K, like Netflix or Prime Video. What you notice is a crisp, detailed picture with deep blacks thanks to the laser's ability to turn off pixels completely. The 3-stage variable aperture, f/2.2 f/6, lets you tweak the depth of field, which is useful if you're projecting movies that have a lot of foreground action versus a static documentary screen. In practice, the f/2.2 setting makes the image feel more immersive for darkroom cinema, while the f/6 end gives you a slightly sharper focus for bright, well-lit content. Now, the audio side. Most projectors rely on a tiny built-in speaker that sounds like a phone speaker. The S7 Ultra tries to break that mold with dual 12-watt subwoofers and Dolby Digital Plus processing. In a small room, the sound is surprisingly full. You can hear low-frequency rumble during an action sequence that you'd normally need a separate soundbar for. However, the speakers are still confined within the projector's housing, so they lack the room-filling spread you'd get from a dedicated bookshelf speaker pair. If your living space is larger than about 150 square feet, you'll start to notice the bass dropping off and the mids feeling a bit recessed. For a casual movie night on the couch or a gaming session where you're close to the screen, the built-in audio is more than adequate. If you're an audiophile or you want a true surround experience, you'll still need to connect external speakers. One of the biggest practical concerns with any projector is setup hassle. The S7 Ultra Max offers a 0.81.6 to 1 throw ratio, which means you can place it relatively close to the wall for a large image, but you still need to measure the distance accurately to avoid distortion. The adaptive optics system includes a motorized lens that can shift focus automatically, which saved me a few minutes when I moved the unit from my bedroom to the living room. The Android OS, enhanced with Google TV via the included KD3 stick, feels responsive enough for daily streaming. You get access to all the usual apps: Netflix, Disney+, YouTube without needing a separate streaming box. The interface is Chinese language by default, but you can switch to English in the settings, and the remote is straightforward with a few dedicated shortcut buttons. Let's talk about who should actually consider this device. If you're a homeowner or renter who wants a single unit that can double as a TV replacement for casual viewing, and you don't want to tangle with separate speakers and a separate streaming device, the S7 Ultra Max hits a sweet spot. Its laser brightness means you can use it in a room that isn't a perfect home theater dark box, and the built-in speakers make it a decent all-in-one solution for a bedroom, dorm, or small apartment. It also works well for gamers who want low input lag. The MediaTek processor handles 1080p gaming at 60 Hz without noticeable lag, and the 4K upscaling gives a sharper look even when the game isn't native 4K. On the flip side, if you already own a high-quality sound system, or if you're planning to mount the projector in a dedicated home theater with a screen,